Hello, this is very unusual for me, but I'm actually recording a video, and because I get asked a lot how I do my thumbnails, I wanted to make a video about how I do it and sort of explain what I do exactly. So first of all, I of course need a level to do it too, and I thought that I would just go from the list here and pick a number from 1 to 150 and do a thumbnail to that level. So, alright, what's it? 37. Damascus. No, I don't like that. What's this? No. Alright, 8. What's at 8? Cogmog. Alright, that seems good. Alright, so for Cogmog. So, you probably see me have like a lot of kind of different styles and thumbnails. Like for myself, I sort of use like a symbolic with this thing in the golden and not really focus on the text, just because that's my preference. But in this video I will just show how to make like a sort of basic and generic looking thumbnail. So for that I'm just gonna go in Photoshop and have this here. If you don't know how to do this, like the exact formula or the resolution, you just go on to making a new project, have here 1920 and here 1080, and then this will automatically get you the resolution you want for your thumbnail. So I'm gonna pick out a screenshot real quick. Alright. So I got my screenshot here. I just took it from the showcase, and so what I'm gonna do is of course I don't want anyone to see like the YouTube thing. I could go into GD and make one myself, but most of the time I'm too lazy. I see I have that settings thing there. No problem though, because I can easily erase that. And so for that I need this tool right here. And then I just go over it and boom, it's gone. Which is pretty cool. So for the background, I don't want it to stay like this because you can see there's a lot of color clashing going on, and if there's really no depth in the background, then your text won't stand out as much. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into the curves. You can all find them under the correctors here, right here. You can also click down here and then you have them all right there. So for that, for this first, like, I don't know, this first line, I'm gonna go down, and so I can have like sort of, you see how the depths are being like created, I guess. And then for the rest I just go up, so I have like sort of a contrast. Of course I don't want it to be, the contrast to be this harsh. Right now it's pretty clashing. I could go and desaturate it, so just to look how it would be. So it's just a little desaturated. And then I'm gonna go on here and put the offset a little bit high, so you can see that it sort of becomes like gray in the dark spots if I do that right here. Yeah. And because Cogmog is mostly like sort of pink, I'm gonna go into like this color correction thing. Not really color correction, it's like color balance, and I'm just gonna put like pink a little bit in here. My entire Photoshop is on German, by the way, and I'm too lazy to change it for a video. And also I'm using the newest version of Photoshop because I have paid for it. So yeah. Yeah, so you could definitely see this already as like sort of a background that works. What you could also do is like tilt it a little bit. And just do a little bit of tilting right here. And then drag it across into the middle. So for now I'm just gonna go and do my text, like just Cogmog. And then I'm gonna go pick a font. You should also like watch out which font you use so that it sort of resembles the level in a way. I think I already found a good one. I like this one. I use it quite often, to be honest, but it's really good. I'm also gonna tilt the text a little bit. And let me actually move this screenshot down by a little bit, because I want to use the wave going in front of the text. So for that I'm just gonna cut out this wave. Let me see if it works with the tool I want. Yeah, does it work? Oh yeah. So as you can see, I'm just selecting all of this wave, and then I can pretty easily cut it out with that. And then I'm gonna use this here, this tool, which makes me let there be, I can draw lines with it, and that makes it select all of this, and then I have like the wave sort of cut out. All I do now is press Ctrl C and then Ctrl V, so I copy paste it. Oh wait, no. Of course I have to go on the layer of the level. And then I can cut it out pretty easily, and then there I have the wave. I could also like put all the corrections I made before onto that wave, so it doesn't look weird. Oh wait, it doesn't work if it's in a folder. Alright, so now it doesn't look weird. And if I have my text now, and I move the text below, then you can see there's the wave above the text. I just wanted to add that because, I don't know, I think it looks nice. Sort of has like something. And if I wanted to like, I could like go in here with like a eraser and then do some finings on like the sides, because here I could actually paint it purple. That would be more beneficial. Where's my brush? Ah, here. Then I can paint a cross right here, so it doesn't look as bad, or at least you have the outline. Do you get what I mean? There you have the outline. And alright, now moving on to the text. For the text, what you can do, and I see a lot of people doing it, you can put the background on top of the text layer. And at first it seems like that your text just vanishes, because obviously this entire background is being moved onto the text. So what you can do now, you double click your text, and then you have this layer style. You can do like outlines and all that, and then you already see that the text is still there. So what I want to go for with this thumbnail is that I just want probably just like sort of a straight looking thumbnail, like something clean, nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna adjust the angle real quick. Yeah. And for the colors, I want to go with just purple to pink. Just don't go too crazy on colors if you don't know what you're doing yet. Of course, your understanding of colors will improve over time, but at the start you can't go wrong with like sort of a simple or clean looking thumbnail. For the outlines, I'm just gonna make it like a desaturated dark purple, so it's not just black. That's also a common mistake I find among many artists. They just make it black, and I think black is a bad color for outlines. So either you make it dark gray or something that fits. I think this fits pretty well. And now I just gonna go here and make an inner outline. You can do that here, inner or outer outline, and for this one I want it to be in. I'm just gonna make it a bright purple, bright pink, and gonna do it a little bit like a big outline. So you can see how here the outline is basically not there, because that's also melding in with the pink from the, you know, from the color, from the gradient. And then I'm gonna do a bevel. That's basically this thing here. And for this, I used to get sort of creative with it, like see what looks good and what does not. Of course, you can all play with the blending stats right here and all that, so you can see what works best. I think this looks pretty neat actually. I'm gonna use this. And or maybe a different color. Or wait, I'm gonna look if there's anything better with this.
H3 music.
Yeah, I think this looks quite nice. What you could also do is like sort of work with all the other things that you have in here, like the inner shadow and all that. I'm just gonna use it for now because I think it could work with this, but definitely don't sort of like do everything you have in here and just paste it into it, because it doesn't work all the time. So for this inner shadow, I'm just gonna, you can already see right here how it's working, and yeah, it's not too complex, but if I change up the color of it, I could see what it would look like. I think this looks actually pretty nice. It fits to the blue on top. And also something I wouldn't recommend is like the outer the outer glow, because outer glow does not look good. I will show you how to make like better glow without using it, and so yeah, don't do it. It's not worth it. Alright, I think this for the text is already good enough. So there you have your text, and what I already saw right here is that I need to do a little bit of fixing because this here looks ugly. So I'm just gonna grab my brush and wait, no, I have to go on a new layer. Then I can fix this pretty easily, just making the entire wave trail here yellow. Alright. So for now I'm just gonna do a little bit of shadowing and highlighting, and as I said, I wouldn't recommend using shadow or outer glow in the layer style. So you just grab your brush, do this to 0%, and then you can already like do sort of sprinkles along here, and you see how that creates a shadow. You can make much better shadows, like you can do multiple things with it, and if you just use the shadow from the layer style, you're just gonna have a shadow around the text and can't really vary with it. So if you do this, you have a much better shadow and can be creative with it. I wouldn't put the shadow at 100% opacity, so you're just gonna put the opacity on like 70% or 80%, and then I would, because you have your shadow now, your glow is gonna stand up much more. So you're gonna pick yourself a color. I would just pick like sort of a purple, and then I'm gonna add like a blending style to it, and just gonna, with a brush again, with the same brush, just gonna do some sprinkles of glow on here and put them onto like 10 or 20% opacity, and then gonna add different hues of glow to it and do that same again, maybe not as big types of glow. Let me actually go with like sort of a red right here. So, and then I'm gonna put that again on like 10 or 20%, and I want to add a little bit of blue to it, just to create sort of a contrast and glow. So, and I'm gonna put this on 20 again, and then you see you have yourself a, let me actually, so there you see, with glow, without glow. That's kind of a difference, and what I'm gonna do now is to make highlights as I go on this exact blending style and grab the color white, and just gonna, if I sprinkle across, you see how things are being highlighted, and if you do that at specific points, and so you can see that it's working. If you use already very saturated colors, it's just gonna look like a mess, so I won't do it on the text, but you can do it on the background to make things stand out, especially in the bottom right here. I want the things to be highlighted because the sides are pretty dark, so I'm just gonna do it across right here. And yeah, it definitely adds a lot to it, I think. Here also, and then here as well. So yeah, definitely looks a lot more dynamic. And another thing for glow is that you can use you can just do white and don't even have to use any blending style, and can just put it across here and make the opacity like 10% or 10%. Yeah, I think this looks nice most of the time. And if you also want to get like really sort of creative with colors, you can also just go on saturation with white, and or just anything, and can do like your own sort of color variations with it. But most of the times I wouldn't recommend it, or you just use like a sort of different brush. Let me just use a custom brush and then drag it across here with like not as big, and then you can do like sort of lines with it. And then yeah, you could see how that fits. You can also go on other colors to sort of make something cool, and then you can go across here and check, oh, is that nice? And I think I found something that looks pretty cool, so I'm just gonna put that here, but put this below the text because otherwise it would mess up the entire text. So I have that above behind the text right now. Let me see how yeah, this creates for a nice contrast, I think, with the blue. So I'm just gonna have that here, and there you have already a kind of decent looking thumbnail. But what I want more now is maybe even a little bit more of depth to the text, but no, I think that's fine. So two steps left to make this thumbnail, or to finish this thumbnail, is to add color corrections. For that, I'm just gonna get myself custom made color corrections. You can get these on the pack Climax by Sign-In. I don't know if it's really available, but if it is, you can just look it up on YouTube probably. And there are a lot of good color corrections, so you see I like this look of it. It looks pretty nice and kind of dark, and you can select multiple ones and look what's best. And then you can also add your own color corrections, which I will do in a second to show you how these are being made. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with these color corrections, but I think there needs to be something so that it sort of isn't as dark. So I'm gonna get myself a folder, and I'm just gonna put a lot of these corrections to it. So first of all, I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter, and with the cursor I want to go a little bit up so you can see that it's not as dark. You can also go like really crazy on curves, which is pretty funny sometimes, and I think I'm creating something really cool right now. I think this looks really cool. What the fuck? Yeah, but I like now there's too much gray for me, so I'm gonna go on here and just do go with -0 or 2 or even here. Yeah. So you can be really creative with your own color corrections, which is really cool. And then you can also add like sort of these things here just to see how it could look. And oh, wait. You can, as I said, you can just go crazy and look what you can do with these. And sometimes it looks really cool, actually. Yeah, but this ain't one for me, so wait, let me see what else is here. Alright, so for now, this could be done pretty much. You can go into camera raw filters to do some finishing touches in Photoshop. There you can do like the lighting, how much lighting there's gonna be, and so on. So yeah, you can pretty much mess around and look what's good. I'm gonna do that real quick. You can also add sort of temperature to it, and you can. I'm gonna desaturate it a little bit, and then sharpen it a little bit around here. And yeah, you can also like sort of recolor your colors with this, which is really cool, I think. Like, you see how I can recolor this? It's a really neat feature if you sort of don't think that your colors are good or cool. And yeah, I think I'm gonna be happy with this in Photoshop. I could add filters onto this, but if I do, that would be like, again, my style, but I can show you how I would do it. Because this right now is pretty basic. So you go onto filters in Photoshop, and then you select yourself some filters or filters that you would like to add. Like, if I want to add something like this to my thing, I'm just gonna do it and recolor it. And if I want the particles, I'm just gonna go on to here and delete some of it. Let me actually see. Oh no, that was the wrong. But yeah, you can just like add some particles with that, or just add filters across the thing. But yeah. And then I'm gonna put that all onto one layer again with the combination Alt, Control, Shift and E, and then you have all your layers onto one. And then I'm gonna add, I could look what filters would fit. So you can also, like, if you want to see what filters look like, you can put your color here to black, and then you already have these here on black. This one looks actually crazy, what the fuck. And then I'm just gonna see how it would look good. So yeah, it's all just about experimenting and finding your own style, sort of, because just looking up things is not gonna get you far, trust me. So yeah, just having that here too, I think it looks kind of neat. And with this, I'm gonna be happy with Photoshop. So for now, I'm gonna export this picture as a JPEG. Because then I could do like stuff in the other software, because I use something called Magic Bullet Looks. I'm gonna open it and open my thumbnail, and then I have it in here. And with this I can go onto the right side here and just go through some presets, and if I like anything I'm just gonna keep it, but I can also create like my very own thing here, which I'm gonna do now. For that I'm gonna go onto the tools tab right here and go on the first subject, and I can go like play with the saturations on sort of things right here. You can see that I only do the midtones right now, and if I wanted to I can desaturate the highlights. Yeah, you can really do a lot of with the saturation, which I think is really cool. Yeah, and then I'm gonna switch over to, I sort of want to have like, wait, I don't like how red it is. It's not really that Cogmark is red, but whatever, nothing for me to do about it. Then I'm gonna add glow in here. I'm gonna put this on 100, this and this. I'm just playing around a little bit right now just to see what looks best, because I think this glow filter is really cool. But yeah, this is like a it's not a glow that's too big, which I like. Alright, then I like to do like, I could look what lens distortion looks like if I just do this, and I think it looks kind of neat actually. So you can see what's the difference. It sort of warps out. Yeah, I like that. And I'm gonna go on edge softness so you can see that the sides are being blurred. And I think that's cool. I like that. And then I'm gonna go onto here, and I like to use this because I think this looks cool. But of course I don't want it to be like standing out too much, but I think this thumbnail already looks glowy enough, so there's no really need for me to add this. But I'm just gonna keep it there because this isn't like too big. You can see it on top and bottom, and I think it fits. And for here, I'm gonna use curves, I think, just to do some touches. Like, for example, tone down the background a little bit. And then go onto the highlights right here. H3 music. And I'm gonna go add another curve just to do just a tiny bit here. Yep. Alright. And I think that's how we end this. I'm gonna save this as my thumbnail. And if it's gonna render right now, I could show you easily. And so yeah, this thumbnail took me now about 30 minutes. So it's actually not too long. It's actually quite quick. And I think I made a pretty decent looking simple thumbnail with some filters on it. And yeah, if I should do a video about how I do my style of thumbnails, which is like the golden thumbnail or like my torn thumbnail, just using symbolic instead of like a text, then go write that in the comments. And so yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.